Got a little Jeep CJ5 to work on. You guys maybe wonder if you watch this channel why I work on so many different things. It's not because I like everything in the world. I do kind of like all old cars, but there's no other reason than money. This is what I do for a living. I don't make content. I work on cars. The accountant says you can make money off YouTube, so you should do a YouTube channel. So I said, all right, let's do a YouTube channel. But ideally, I work on cars. So we work on a lot of different crap. I don't know what in the world is leaking water. Something picked up a massive leak all of a sudden. Anyway, this thing, I get into it. It doesn't run for crap, so we put a carburetor on it and we do exhaust on it and, you know, kind of go through it. The guy buys it and he says, just look it all over. So we look it all over. The brakes are a little soft on it, kind of weird. So I'm thinking, you know, they look all right. And on the front, they were new. On the back, we looked at the other wheel, putting the hanger on. It was the brakes were okay. So I'm trying to reach into this one to set the brakes up, and I can't find the brake adjuster. I'm like, what the hell's going on with that thing? Sure enough, there's no brake adjuster. Man, there's no anything else. All that was in there was this old wheel cylinder, all cattywampus. So they resolved the issue of that leaking by just not putting fluid in the other end of the master cylinder. So that was good. I mean, who needs brakes, you know? So I had to go on a search mission to find everything. I mean, the drum is there, that's it. Just the drum. Apparently when you buy these little things, they don't list those by the vehicle. So that means you got to tear the other side apart and see what you need for these. And let's hope that's right. I mean, everything's missing. The only thing I couldn't find for it was the emergency brake arm and the connector. I don't know, anyway. It'll live without an emergency brake for now. We'll find those parts someday. We're going to put everything new in the wheel. It's something else again. You know, these things, you work on them, you see all kinds of stuff. Working on old cars is interesting because you don't know what kind of an idiot has worked on them before. So you're going to find a lot of interesting things. These things have been around a long time. They're pretty simple. Most people seem to think they know how to work on them. But I mean, in some cases they make death traps out of them. And this is maybe one of them. It's quite a rig. I should have a long and a short shoe. I do. All right. So we'll see if we can figure out how to put this thing back together. And then apparently, let's hope I don't have anything chase wiring gremlins for an hour. But from what I could see of it before, I think the solenoid just sticks for the starter or the relay. But I got to change that out because that thing was sitting in the driveway with a dead battery when I went to get it. We charged the battery up and the starter's sitting there running. So I think I'll put a new relay on there so that doesn't cause the guy any trouble. And hopefully this one can go on down the road. I was thinking the other day I was done with it though. And then found this little treat. So apparently I'm not done with it. But we'll keep digging. We'll get to the end of it. But you never know when you start these things. I mean, you can think life is real simple. You can find out real quick. It's nowhere near as simple as it should be. But we'll keep digging. Hopefully we can keep it in budget. That's the biggest problem. Because every time I find something more, it gets more expensive. But so far so good. Anyway, we'll keep digging. This is one of those things where a Chevy guy just doesn't know what to say. You know, I mean, I do like most of these old cars, but Chevrolet definitely, and Tri-5 Chevrolets especially, and then old trucks seem to be my personal thing. But then they put the damn solenoid on the starter where it belongs. And these guys put the old steel me junction up here, which works. I mean, there's times it's actually kind of handy, but it seems to be another pain in the ass in the long run. But I'd just rather avoid. But anyway, I ain't gonna reinvent the wheel. I'll just fix what's here. I guess I could put a performance starter on it, which would be, it looks like a Ford starter on there. And it does. It looks exactly like a small block Ford starter. I mean, AMC just kind of took parts from everybody, and they just made a rig. I don't know what in the hell they were doing. AMC's is one of those companies, and Jeep especially, because I mean, everybody always liked the Jeeps. So AMC, I don't know how the whole thing from Kaiser to AMC and everything took place exactly, but it was probably another one of those trade deals. But after that, they traded Jeep to Dodge bought AMC in order to get Jeep, just scrapped AMC and kept Jeep. It's just, it seems like Jeep has just swapped companies forever. Of course, Ford made Jeeps during the Second War, but that was government stuff, and they were able to do that without copyright problems. But Jeep's just, they've had a real interesting past. Studebaker and Kaiser was tied up together at one point, and I don't know who all has had an ownership company in these things. But AMC, when they had them, I've had some of these things with a Chevrolet steering column, and all kinds of parts from GM and Ford and anybody else. And this motor looks like a small block Ford-ish. It's with different valve placing. It's got valve spacing like a small block Chevy, and distributors in the front of it. On the side, the more like a Dodge. It's I don't know. It's a weird motor. Fortunately, we don't have to open it up. Lord knows what's in there for parts. I mean, I don't know if they actually made their own stuff inside there, or they just used other people's stuff. I really don't know. I've never had one of those parts. Not in a big rush to do it either. But this thing, it's a cool little rig though, V8 and everything. It sounds good now. I like loud exhaust, but it was loud before. It had glass packs on it. It just sounded like a fart through a tin can, really. But now it sounds a little better. I still got a straight through muffler on it, but it's got all that packing in it and everything, so it actually shut it up quite a bit. Plus the headers are actually bolted to the truck now, so that helps when you don't hear the massive exhaust leak. I really didn't pay any attention whatsoever to what wire came from where, did I? That was stupid. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Not a good day to be me. Shut my mouth and pay attention to what I'm doing. Fortunately, there's very few wires. Shouldn't be the end of the world to figure it out. It looks like they got a permanent location for this, so it's got to be factory. Got captured nuts in it, so that all looks good. These two wires seem like they got to go here. It would just make sense. Can't imagine anything else. And this other wires coming from Lord knows where. Probably the push button starter somebody rigged on here. You charge this battery, Junior?
I did enough to start it last night. Probably should go on charge though. The Jason stole the battery charger to put on his truck.
Jason needs to buy an alternator for that piece of crap.
He did yesterday. It was only going to be in this morning, so. But yeah, I agree.
He drives. He loves driving just garbage, doesn't he?
He seems to.
Why in the hell doesn't he fix that thing?
Well, he is kind of in the middle of fixing that thing.
He's been in the middle of fixing it for 3 years. I'm thinking if it was going to get fixed, it'd been fixed by now.
Yep, I don't think you can really get ahead of a piece of shit like that. No, he seriously said it doesn't have any compression.
Really?
He said that's why it doesn't start.
There you go.
He had the transmission out of it the other day and he was changing his clutch.
Yeah.
And he said he grabbed a hold of the flywheel by hand and he was turning the diesel over by hand.
Doesn't O'Neill have 17 of those IDI motors?
Yeah.
Why don't you just steal one?
Because he has an offer for the truck for like $4,500. I told him to sell it.
Who is smoking crack like that?
I don't know. I told him you better. He said, "Oh, I want 55." I was like, "Hey,
Okay, I know who's smoking crack now.
He's a piece of shit. Like,
yeah, that truck is rough. God, it's rough. He needs to sell that and buy O'Neill's out from under me. He's never gonna fix it. Of course, Jason wouldn't either.
no, Jason would."
Well, Jason said that Pontiac he's gonna put a motor in for 3 years now. I haven't seen a motor in it. Let's go try it, see if I got these wires at all right. I kind of took them all off and didn't pay any attention.
I'm gonna go with no.
Is there any juice in it?
I mean, I'm gonna go with yes. Touch turn-offs together.
I did. Pull the headlights on, just see if they got any power.
Lights. Where's that? Where's it?
There's no knob on it, I think.
Yes.
Sort of.
They should at least click the starter solenoid.
Okay, so we got juice going in. Let's see what's what.
I mean, it should be marked signal of ignition, Dad.
Probably.
Not probably.
You never know. Might have Chinese writing on it, or we don't know what it says.
Have an S and an I.
So that's signal there. Looks
So
like
then
an
put a
S.
blue wire on that one.
Yeah. I don't know what these other wires were doing.
So you didn't pay attention.
No.
Why?
I didn't pay any. I don't know. Why? It's a good question. Try it. See if it'll start. Seatbelt on so you don't fall out?
I might have to. Depends. Depends how hard you corner. And we're away. Even a little Hawaiian furl's going.
Got plenty of power for what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I kind of like the little piece of crap, but I don't know why. If it was not a customer's, I'd put it in four-wheel drive and we'd go see what it would do. Check on Travis cutting wood. Need a wood pile?
Oh yeah, he's getting there.
I think you should be pretty happy with this thing.
It wasn't running at all like when you got it.
Couldn't start it to save your life.
Okay.
But it runs kind of nice everywhere.
Yeah. Lovely Quebec road.
speedometer is not very accurate.
Oh no, because that says
2 kilometers, we're going, not
Oh,
too bad.
not too bad.
Not that bad in here.
No,
Or being
just a
cold.
little coffee.
It makes a lot of noise.
I don't want to turn too much. I'll end up turning myself right out. Onto the road I go. Oh, the primitive Jeepsters.
Alright?
The primitive Jeepsters.
It's primitive.
It's primitive, all right.
God, that reverse is awkward and that thing.
Yeah.
Clutch pedal does take a little getting used to in this thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's way over there. Holy crap.
Yeah. I think it honestly has more than enough power
Oh yeah.
for what it is.
For what it is. Yeah.
Get somebody killed.
Yeah.
It's twitchy when you drive it. It's so damn short.
Can you imagine in the snow what it would do? It would be all over the place.
It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, yeah.
4-wheel drive donuts and shit.
Yeah.
And it's pretty smarty.
Yeah. Somebody put their garbage, unloaded that right
What the
there.
hell that was all about?
I don't know. Somebody was probably picked off for some reason or another.
Hey, I saw that.
Yeah. Pretty bad.
Some type of city person protest. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if
Many of them.
it's protest against the mail or against the town or what the heck it is.
We got so many friggin' transplants here now. It's just,
Yeah.
there's no time. Anyway, everybody in town's got their knickers in a twist over something now.
Oh yes. Oh, there's our
You have plenty of time.
garbage.
Yeah. It's both good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
And she passes the brake test.
Yep. First gear's not synchronized.
Oh.
Like a granny 4-speed. Look at that.
Yeah.
You got double clutches.
Huh. Interesting.
It is interesting. I have to move Ty's piece of crap, blow it up trunk, so I get the Merlin now.
Yeah. All right. Hula Girl says it's a win.
Ding!